Hi everyone, so we are back again, picking up right where we left off on the last episode. So I was going to just get on the corn harvest off camera, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it going. I've got the worker going. It does work better with actually the in-game AI, because they just do a bit of a U-turn and reverse, even though they go through the crop, whereas the course play was going and getting stuck against the wall here. So I thought, to save some time, instead of doing it in sort of December, January, we can start getting some of these fields prepped for the planting next year, or the sowing next year. So I'm going to go and grab the cultivator, and we're going to try and cultivate this field here as best we can, really. We'll give it a practice. We haven't used this machinery yet, or the piece of equipment, so we'll go and grab that and we'll start cultivating this field. Well, at least the next door one here we can start on. We've got this field as well, so we can kill some time, and then when we get the notification to go and collect the corn, we'll grab the trailer and unload. I think what we'll do is we'll just fill up the fuel while we're here. The combine's going to need some fuel again very soon. So I believe I left the cultivator in here. It's a pretty small one, and again we've got our seeders and our planters in here also for next year. Fairly new bits of kit as well. These were things we did spend a bit of cash on to use next year. So we've got a bit of new kit waiting to use in here. It's a bit older. Again, we've got this very small little cultivator here, our lizard tilling set, and we've got this set of rollers as well, which we're going to test out. Again, fairly new bit of kit, so we're going to try these out and see if they're worth keeping on to. So what I'm going to do is, I don't want to commit to just having all the same kit and the mods as well. If you use certain mods and they're just not really working too well, by all means we'll just change them out. Obviously this tractor's pretty big for this bit of kit, but at least we've got the pulling power to get going then. More deer in the farm again. So I think we'll head down the far left corner actually. It's a bit of a straight line, and then we can crack on from the and work our way back up to the farm. So there we go, and again we are shredding the stubble as well. It's a pretty small bit of kit, so it is going to take a while. So it does make sense to just start cracking on really with some of these fields while we wait for the combine, because this is going to take a long time, especially with the amount of fields we've got to get through. Good news is it's not ploughing, so it is a lot faster. Well, I'll say fast, we're going 9 miles per hour over a very small working width, but it does need doing if we want the best yield next year. Just gonna check my dusty lands actually. I know it's November, so it's fairly wet. Just increase that slightly. So again, it is quite a long process getting this done, but it's a very essential bit of work. We need to get this so we can start spreading some manure as well. In December or January, February, we'll get a tanker from the cow farm and we'll bring down as much manure and slurry as we can, and we can spread on these fields. So again, I said it in previous episodes, the farms will help each other out. So one can provide straw and one can provide manure and slurry for our fields. So it does help out, and it's going to save a lot of costs in the long run. There's the dog over there. He's not in the shop down there, he's in the field up there. Shame we can't get them in the cab actually. Hey boy. But he probably needs his feeding actually. Let's just feed him. We've got the flickery trees again. I've tried every setting possible and I think it's quite selective. The feeding. The giants flickering trees, yeah. I've tried it on Wyoming as well. I've tried different settings. I can never seem to get the trees from flickering. It's just very selective, so it stops now. So I don't know what causes that really. It's very irritating. Yeah, it's a bit weird because we've got a tractor wider than the implement, so just trying to line it up as best we can. That train goes past quite often on this map, doesn't it? It's almost every 5 minutes it's going past. I probably should have turned around at the end of the field really. I don't know why I'm doing a headland here. I did say I was going to start from one end and work my way up. But we'll do that next pass. I've increased the time again. It's been pretty bad for leaving it at 0.5. I've knocked up to 5. We've got 4-day seasons on. So we've got plenty of time to get the things done within the month, really. So looking at this field here, I'm not sure what the best option is because we've got. I don't know if it's just the way the it's harvested. Is it best to cultivate this, or should I get a shredder or a grinder of some description? I'm not too sure the best option for this one. If you do know, let me know in the comments for next time. Which implement is going to be best for this harvested sorghum. I'm not sure if this is going to be the right tool for the job. This one here is quite small. So that's our first headland. So again, now we'll try and do as best we can, straight up and downs, and we can work our way back to the edge of the field then, or to the entrance of the field. So obviously the track's a bit wider, so we get our left side on this row here. Should line us up. We're trying to maximise the implement here and save as much fuel as we can. We don't want to be overlapping too much because again we're just going to burn fuel, which is costing a lot of money. Right, so the work is 80%, so I think we'll just take this next row down and then we can go and unload the trailer, or load up the trailer should I say. So I just realised again I've got the good tractor here, I've got GPS installed, so I may as well utilise the GPS because you can see I've missed a bit there. If we want to save fuel, we may as well utilise the GPS that we've got installed. So I'm going to head up and get this trailer, unload the next bit of corn, and I'll get GPS set up. Hopefully the combine's on the right side. We're not going to go into the crop to unload. Missed a bit there as well. So many weeds in that field as well. Definitely going to affect the yield massively, those weeds. But unfortunately we haven't got the equipment to manage that. So we'll just wait here a second and we'll wait for the combine to call us up. So yeah, he's got his beacon on. So I'm going to head up to him now and we'll fill up the next load. And then we'll go back to the cultivating. And I don't want to do too much carting here because the last episode, well, it was meant to be a carting episode, but I did more in the combine I think. So we'll do a couple loads. And hopefully I think another maybe 3 or 4 if that, 2 or 3 loads of corn should do this field off. So it looks like the AI workers don't drive as they're unloading, whereas Courseplay, it does continue driving, so it's good to know. I mean, it makes things easier for me, because my levels of lining up the trailer is terrible, but it does add a bit of realism when they do continue moving, because we are slowing down things here. And I suspect as well the fuel is going to be low very soon, if not, yeah, almost empty already, the fuel. There we go. Again, we are paying the worker today. Let's see actually if I drive along now, does it stop? Okay, because it was full, it stops, but if you do it on the move, then it does work. So we'll jump on to the end of this row. Okay, there we go. 47% full. Again, the best price is in January for corn, so we are going to keep hold of this up until January, and then we're just going to sell it off. We've got no use for it currently, any productions or anything, so we'll just sell what we've got on the land. Yep. Bit of glitch in there. So I think I picked just the right size as well. Equipment, it's not too big for this yard. It's just the right size, I think, what we've got. I did try the front load as well. I did buy a bucket, but that was on a different save, and I did start loading some of the spillage there on the left back into the bay, but I'll do that at the end properly. Get a bucket and fill it back up. Just straighten this off as best we can. So we'll unload here, and then I'll meet you back down on the field, and we'll crack on with the cultivating still. I'll just have to refuel the combine, and what we'll do now is head back down to the straightest point of the field here, and I will set up a GPS course for field. What field are we on here? Field 32. So if I remember, Alt C, left Alt C turns it on, Alt S, so Control S, and then we want to auto width our implements here. There's no offset. And then headland mode we don't want on, because we're just going to go up and downs. We'll have lines just on for now, so lines on. And then again, we want to have a to B, I think, for this one. So we'll set our A. Come forward slightly. Not done that very well, have I? Let me just get it lined up a bit better. So actually, a slight overhang, I think, just so we've got enough on there. So I go Alt E, A point. I'll try and get it as straight as I can. And then Alt E again. There we go, that's better. So there's one there. Just about bang on, I think that is. So if I now spin around. Again, now if I go Alt X, lock onto my line, lower my implement. And there we go, now we should be fairly straight. So again, if I think is Alt L for lines, and that will hide the lines then. My door's open here. I'm not sure if I've got a Simple IC for the tractor. Oh well, get some fresh air in the cab. What I can do, hit the cruise control. And now I can sit back. Here goes the train again for the 100th time today. And let GPS do the work. Obviously we've got a bit of a bend in the field, so we are going to have to adjust for that as best we can. A bit of extra going up and down, but for now we are locked on, and this will save us a bit of time and hopefully some fuel in the long run. I'll go to the end of here because I did miss a little bit here. Just even off these parts here. Now again, if I lock on, looking at my lines here, it should be about there. There we go, back on track. Obviously once we get down the field a bit further, the lines will expand out a bit onto that bend, and it will even itself out eventually. I probably should have done this straight away, so we haven't did a headland. Didn't need the headland really. But yeah, that's just how simple GPS can be. I definitely need to do a tutorial on this video, a more in-depth one. Guys on the live stream, I always seem to give them instructions how to use it. Because I thought a lot of people would know this mod more by now, but apparently not. Some of the guys don't actually know how to use it, so if you don't know how to use it, again I will try and get a video out. There was a couple on the internet out there, but obviously we'll get an up-to-date one. Farming Simulator's been out almost a year now, so we can get some up-to-date videos on mods as well. Things do change. So again, Alt X, lower my implement, and we're locked on, good to go. Nice and simple. So again, there isn't much we can do right now. What I'll do is I'll speed up time just slightly, and then I'll jump back in towards the end or between the carting. So when the combine's full, we'll head up, get the trailer hooked up. I think though that the combine should be able to do the rest of the field now without me having to go up there, because there isn't too much left now to do. If so, there might be maybe one more load, but we'll determine that very soon. So I'll crack on cultivating, save some time throughout the winter. That's the last of the cornfield done. I'm going to jump in a second. I'll scoop up the little bits that we've missed there. It wasn't too much, but at least we maximise again our profits. Just a little bit of first person here. I think the driver may have disappeared. Yep, because I think he's finished. So if we jump in the combine, take over manually. What I'll do is I don't know if it's full actually, so I'll just top them up now in case it is full. And then I'll scoop up the remainder bits at the bottom of the field down there, and that will be the corn all done. I think we'll leave it a day, just at the combine, have a cool down. It's been working, you know, a day straight now. We'll give it a bit of a wash, change the header over, and then we can crack on with the soybean harvest. Maybe so we've got 4-day seasons on, so we've got plenty of time. But we are definitely going to need to buy ourselves a jet wash. I don't think I've put one in the farm yet. So we'll buy a jet wash, and then wash the combine down. And I think we'll finish the cultivating of the bottom field. I'm going to jump in the cabs, not allowed. We'll finish the cultivating of the first field we've done, and then I think that'll be us for November day 1. There's a little date on there. Is that the date the mod was made, do you think? 9th of the 7th, 22? Never realised that before. It's a nice little interior actually on this combine. So if we lift up here, okay, there wasn't too much, but it's worth getting every last bit we can. Especially with the fuel costs at the moment, increased fuel mod as well installed. We are going for a lot of fuel with this combine. A lot of fuel. So there we go. Obviously the worker wouldn't just disappear normally, but that is the way of the game sometimes. So we'll head up, grab the tractor, get the legs exercise for the day. And again, we can also cultivate this field, the corn field. I think we'll do the corn ones first, because then we can get those planted. I think I am going to install as well is the mod crop rotations, so then again we can try and maximize the yield, but I need to look into it a bit more before I commit to it. And obviously I don't want to be limited to certain crops for the rotation for the yield, because I would like to put in some crop where we can get a straw back as well, because we're going to need that for the bedding up at the cattle ranch, especially for the winter. We need a lot of straw for the bedding. I actually missed a bit over there as well, so I'll just scoop that up as well. Making myself walk around the map here. There we go, scoop these up, get the weeds out as well. So if we grab the trailer for one last time. But before I forget, there was actually a mod I did have installed. It's a really nice little mod actually. It's the Corsair jet wash. I think it's a miscellaneous. Oh, I forgot I had this as well. It's a good one to have. A little weight. I think it's in here. There we go. So it's 12,000, and it does come with so you have to top it with water, you have to get diesel in it, and you also have to put in the jet wash solution. So you can buy a pallet of it. So it's a nice little touch, adds on a nice little addition. I think if you select that there, you do need to have the optional additive or solution. So it does add a bit of immersion, so I'll add that in as well. And again, the hose, 30-meter hose, 10 meters. I think 10 meters is plenty of hose for what we need. So yeah, it's a pretty nice mod. 12,000. I don't know how much this would cost in real life. Probably would be quite an expensive bit of kit, I suppose. I mean, even the little ones you buy a couple £100 if you're in the UK, like home base and whatnot. Not home base, B&Q. So yeah, I think that's probably an appropriate price. Maybe a little bit less. But yeah, I think I'll order one of these for next time, and we can or maybe at least lease it temporarily from the shop, and then we can hose down our kit and equipment. And I'll showcase this mod actually, because it's quite a nice little mod. I've not seen anyone use it actually. And then there's a few more in here I've got. Not actually used yet, but again I'm gonna have to reset my mod list. These are useful for the tillage pits, the tires, and again this little weight here. I do need to put this on my tractor actually, because that's going to be useful to have. But let's just go and should we go for red or orange? Let's have a look. I think we'll stick to red. All picked up from the store next time. Oh, I've got delivery costs on. I think I might have been doing something in the background actually. So I'm not sure where that's delivered to now. Might be at the cow farm. So I was adjusting something off camera. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Got there in the end. So it wasn't much, but it's worth having. We'll fold this one away. I don't think this header actually folds up. Oh, there we go. There's my shop deliveries there. I'm not quite sure why it's there, but there we have it. Oh well, we paid delivery costs now, so at least it's here. So these flickery trees aren't ideal. I think what we'll do is we'll put the header just down here for now. Our lime station there. So we'll have to buy some lime in as well, so we can get lime spread. And then we'll just put the combine to one side here actually. But I think what we'll do, just to keep this episode somewhat shorter, because the last one was quite long, I will crack on with the cultivating afterwards. I think I'll just show you what I plan to do once the update comes out. Just some editing, not to the map, but cutting down some trees. So I think what I'm going to do is cut down these trees here. They are flickering quite badly as well, so it'll be a bit better on performance if they're gone. Hopefully I can get rid of them quite easy. Just going to increase my running speed quickly, just so you can see the plan. So I'll cut down these ones, because at the moment there's quite a bit of real estate here we can actually utilise for storing things. I know we have got plenty of storage on the farm, but it's more for probably a jet wash actually. We'll put the jet wash in there. So I'll get rid of these trees along the border of this field, and then I will put in a track. I think from this entrance here I'll throw in a track, so we can actually get to the back of the field without having to go all the way around each time. Might keep some of the trees in, just because it does look nice when they're not flickering. But I'll at least take out the big ones definitely in there, because say I get things in the back of there if I need to. I mean, I might potentially see if I can get rid of this little hut here. Just have the storage for the fuel, or at least put maybe a fuel tanker in itself, built in one. And then obviously I'll get rid of this tree here, so the track can also come around the back of this field. I mean, I probably could squeeze through there, but I think with these trees gone I won't get caught on any branches, and I can obviously get a track in a bit more visible, and that will then join onto this track here. Ideally I've got a friend who does some editing. It will become a private map then, so I won't be able to share my save game, unfortunately. But we might try and remove this excavator here. And I might also remove this shed at the moment because it's not being used for anything just yet. And then I might have the jet wash area back here, put in one of the modded jet wash areas. So we can clean our vehicles down. Or we can use it for some extra storage. And then obviously I'll probably get rid of these trees here also. I will sort these silos out because obviously I put these in the wrong way because the first episode took a while to figure out how to use them. I quite like the junk area. I think it's quite natural to have the junk back here, so I'll keep that in. And again, the lime station does blend in quite nicely in this area. And again, there is a little bit of scope potentially to knock down these trees and this one here, and we can expand this area back here as well if we need to. I don't think this door opens, so we couldn't really expand the workshop, which will be in the future, but we could obviously expand the chicken coop area, maybe add some fencing or extra bush, or worst case I can try and get rid of some of this wall and we can have maybe a sheep pasture in this little field here, throw in some sheep. Yeah, I'll take things one at a time. I don't want to mess up too much, mess around too much. I don't think we own this land here. That's the back of the shop down there. But there was plenty of opportunity to expand the farm if needed. I don't think we need to cut into any fields. I think I'd rather keep the fields, the base map fields in. But obviously, yeah, that is some of the plan I intend to do. Because obviously at the moment we haven't got a whole lot of kit. I'm not going to need a whole lot of kit for this small little farm. So we've got plenty of storage in there. I quite like these little hangers. I'll probably keep those. Again, I might remove this one if possible. And then we can just put the tractor, I expect, in this shed. Just here. Or even in there. And leave the front loader in here. But we are going to get delivery with some fertilizer as well. So we won't need to do too much around this area. And again, I like this junk area. I like this seeded thing. It just blends in naturally. Obviously as well, this mod as well, it blends into what was on the map already. Might remove this potentially if I can do so, because I've got one like a junk storage already back here. So I don't really think we need to have one right in the centre of the farm. We've got a junk area and a scrap area, so I don't really think we need one just here. Same again, the seeds here. I might potentially try and remove these seeds because we've got a pile or a stockpile over here. Or worst case, we remove all of this and we just have in here the storage in here. But that is a rough idea, a rough guideline. Again, still waiting on the update, and then once I get that we can obviously go from there. But I think for now I will crack on with cultivating this field just here off camera, and then in the next episode, depending on how long it will be, hopefully not too soon, we will get harvesting the soybeans. We've got 2 fields of soybeans up here, so that's going to take quite a while. Both these fields, this one's not as bad with weeds actually, so it should be okay. This one here is terrible for weeds, but the benefit is we have got a little bit of a bigger header, not too much for the soybeans, so it should be somewhat faster. But that is the plan. So I'll take this last load here now before we log off, unload the corn, and I'll jump back on the cultivator and I'll just throw in a little bit of a cinematic for the exit. So again, thanks for everyone's patience on the series with a little bit of delay, and as always, thank you for watching, and hopefully... Oh, let's try and attach this actually. Oh, I've messed up here. This is a bad exit. Oh dear. This is the problem, I've got no HUD on. Is it going to let me attach it? I should probably edit this part out, but we'll leave it in. These things happen. Let's turn off flight mode. Let's try and get this attached. Oh, there we go, it's a little icon there. There we go. So we've got a nice little weight on the front now, a little warning triangle, quite like that. Looks a bit more natural. So yeah, where was I? We'll unload. And yeah, thanks for all the new subs. We've gained quite a few in the last sort of 4 weeks. We've gained quite a few, and we hit 1,000 hours also. If you haven't on the Discord there is updates, so we hit just over 1,000 hours now. So thank you for everyone's support, continued support, and I'll see you in the next episode.